At first look, a collab beer between Guinness and Timmermans may seem a little strange.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
After all, Guinness is known for their dry Irish stout, and Timmermans is the world's oldest lambic brewery, which, to say the least, are two very different styles of beer. And this specific collab is actually a blend of three different beers. It's Guinness's West Indies Porter, Guinness's Special Export, and Timmerman's Utrecht. Now, those combos don't necessarily sound appealing, but sometimes they work out. You might remember the Black Velvet beer cocktail we did for New Year's Eve, where we did Guinness with champagne. Similar concept here, so let's see what we actually get here, because it might surprise us. And we all know from the Russian River Brewing beer that I am a sucker for a beer with a cork. It's just nice. It's just fun. So pour, we're getting more of that Guinness color, the porter, the stout, than the lambic, which makes sense. That's going to be the overpowering color, I would think, depending on how they were brewed. We're getting this nice beige collar of foam here, about 2 fingers. It's really fluffy. But I will say this, there's a lot of carbonation going on here. You can see it in the glass here coming up pretty quickly, and that head is dissipating awfully fast. So that's where that lambic comes in here. On the nose, the lambic is the dominant style of the two or three, really. Uh, it is very citrusy, very fruity. I'm picking up on notes of apple and pear and really all that I could describe as kind of like a kiwi, which gives the whole aroma kind of this tangy tropical type aroma, which is very odd considering the color of the beer. Well, let's give it a taste and see what we think. Cheers. So, first things first, the flavor is very similar to what you get on the nose. The lambic comes through first. You're getting the fruity notes. Um, on the palate, it's a little bit more of that apple pear than that kiwi that I was kind of detecting on the nose. And then as I smell it, sip it, you get a little bit more of that chocolatey roastiness after the fact. So it has this really interesting complexity of fruit first, chocolate and roast later. It's almost a reverse of, chocolate covered fruit. It's super interesting. There's definitely a lot of carbonation there first, but it fades pretty quickly and dries the palate and then leads into that smoothness of what you would typically associate with a Guinness style beer. So it's very interesting the way this beer reacts. I don't know that I love it. I don't know that I dislike it. It actually has me a little thrown off. I think it has good qualities. It's almost like a pre-mixed half and half that it just doesn't quite land the way I would want it to. Um, I think maybe it needs a little bit more chocolate notes, a little less of the coffee bitterness, and maybe a little bit more of the chocolatey notes to just really balance out that fruit citrus type flavor that you're getting. Uh, Again, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm not going to say no to one, but I'm not going to go looking for it. Um, it's yeah, it's super interesting. I don't know that it's anything you really have to go seek out unless you're curious and you come across it. I think it deserves a decent score, but not a great score. It's good. I could drink it again, but again, nothing that I'm super interested in having. I think it was good to try, but I don't know that I would have to have it again. I don't know if they still make this, but probably not if I had to guess. Um, let's give this a score of, I think 7.4 is a solid score for this beer. It's again, it's not bad. It's drinkable. It has good flavors. It has good notes. It honestly just kind of throws me off a little bit. Um, but it's not bad. It's just the balance of it, the flavor combination is a little weird to me. It doesn't quite hit what I think the goal of this one was. Um, but hey, if you've had this before, I'd love to know your thoughts and what you think of the Guinness Timmermans collab beer here, this Lambic and Stout. Um, Again, it is exactly what it says it is. It's a lambic and then a stout, but it doesn't quite blend as well as I would want it to. But tell me what you think. Regardless, thanks for joining me on another Thirsty Thursday. I look forward to seeing you soon. Cheers to good people and good beers. Bye.